I've been muted this whole time. My bad. Bump my stream deck. I can read. Hello. Well, at least you didn't have to hear me clink, 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 tapping away. Okay, so today, Bunny, if you can let me know if the music maybe is too loud. I'm not sure. It seems like it might be a little loud. I'm gonna knock it down a little bit because worst case scenario, I can just bump it back up. All right, so I'm gonna do some homebrew stuff because, well, more homebrew stuff for a one-shot that I'm gonna run the Tuesday after Labor Day because Mondo most likely won't be here. So we still want to run a game, but we don't know what we're gonna do. So working Wednesday, just while I'm working, gonna stream for about an hour. Discuss what the Wildlands are, decide the races that exist, the monsters that populate the world, all that stuff. It's better now? Okay, cool. So this is just me gonna be hanging out and coming up with stuff and talking with you, I guess. You know, we'll see how it goes. Bunny, how's work been? Let's do... I've learned this new thing because I don't know why I hadn't learned it before, but you can create motherfucker. You can update these headings and you can create like this table of contents on the left side and all this stuff. So I never used that feature before, so I didn't know it existed. And now I'm like, oh dude, this is awesome. So I can just apply the heading and put, no, it's not bad. Not so bad. What are the Wildlands? Alright. I wish I could... Is there a way... I haven't looked it up, but I should look it up. I'm curious if there's a way to, like, set a default font. You know, like, I hate having to continuously change it. I'm sure it just goes to this one, because everyone uses it. Alright. Hello? That was weird. Nice. What how has it been with the kids and stuff? The Wildlands. The Wildland? It's a country. How do I what's the correct like English for this? The Wildlands is a country? The Wildland... How do you fucking... What the fuck? Yeah, I would guess that too. Somewhere. I'll look later. I don't care. Kids are behaving. That's good. That's good. Maybe I'll just hang out real quick while I gather my thoughts and drink some coffee and talk with you. Are you working from home? Are you in the office now? Like, I know a lot of mask mandates and stuff like that pretty much gone away. I know the CDC just said, hey, maybe we should start wearing these fucking masks again. God, I can't stand it. I'm so over all of it. Yeah, I feel like it is, right? The Wildlands is a country. I feel like that's right, because, yeah. Weird. Nice. Does that feel nice being back at the office, or is it weird because, like, or do you wish you were at home or whatnot? Like, how do you feel about it? Is a country, the first one, and I just have like these blanks. Okay, the Wildlands. This is what the Wildlands are. I don't know. The Wildlands is a country that is made up of only like anthropomorphic races. So, you know, like tabaxi are cat humanoids. I actually have no idea what they call the dog humanoids, but like lizard folk are lizard humanoids. There'll be like bear folk, rabbit folk. I got to figure out all the races that I want to use, right? Like centaurs, minotaurs, Luxodon, so elephant people. It's basically a country that is completely made up of these anthropomorphic races, and they run it kind of, I don't want to say savagely, because that seems like a bad term to use for what they do, but they are very primordial. So these are like the oldest beings out there. And the reason why we came up with this is kind of a cool thing. I have it right here. Let me grab it. Right here. So is this upside down? So we went to like Michael's or David's or whatever generic white guy's name that runs office supply companies. And my wife and I, Tanya and I, grabbed this big poster paper, and we just decided to start drawing on the poster paper to create a map, and we were going to world build together, and this is one of the things that I'm kind of tasked with doing. So I don't know if you can see it here. Let me hold it up to the camera here. I don't know how well you guys are going to see it, but like right here, wait, you can't see my finger. Right here looks kind of like a dog, how it's outlined, and then there's like this mouth, and then right here for the eye, so it kind of looks like this dog, and we couldn't unsee it. And so we were like, dude, it would be really cool if that was called the Wildlands, or like all of these animal races were what was ruling it. And I haven't seen a lot of that. I feel like a lot of times D&D gets pushed to being humans, elves, dwarves, maybe some dragons and whatnot, and then every other race is kind of like a monster race or a less typical race. And I thought that it would be really cool. And I'm not stuck only using Wizards of the Coast content. So I know that a lot of other people have, different races to choose from. What's up, G? You know what? You two actually remind me a lot of one another. In terms of like, you guys are like caring about the communities that get built. Always welcoming, nice. I haven't spent much time with G in terms of playing games, like video games, like I had with Bunny. Bunny's can be a little ornery, but she's like me in that sense. So there's a good give and take. But you guys remind me a lot of one another. On your channel, or video games in general, or what? Dude, I really just love coffee, for real. And in general, yeah, I haven't played many games. What have I been playing lately? Rocket League. I've been actually playing a little bit of 2K21 because the basketball season over here, the NBA just ended, and so I was like, I kind of want to play that. And I wish I could stream more. I really do. It just doesn't work. But it's a country made up of several different and and what? Google. I don't know. How do you spell words in this? It just did not even give me even remotely close words to what I was typing. How do you, is that even a word? Anthropomorphic? Is it anthro? Oh my god. Hey, there we go. Perfect. The other time, Google's like, dude, what the fuck are you even trying to write here? We figured it out. You know what's crazy is how much I enjoy writing and storytelling, but my spelling is so awful. Like, it's terrible. What's up with that? Why is that a thing? Why is it just so terrible? I'm just not intelligent in that spectrum of intelligence, I guess. Oh, gee, when I was hanging out with you in Gnome's stream, and I want to, like, I really want to help Gnome. Like, I want to help him stay on track on working out and his diet, and, you know, helping him feel accomplished, because yeah, I want him to feel good about himself. Oh, nice. You didn't have Overwatch before? Within the country, there are no known human, elf, dwarf, halfling, oh no. Velaro4, thank you so much. Wait, what happened to Bunny? What happened to her? Oh, Link. Yeah, that makes sense. But it says refrain from using caps. Hold on, let's fix this. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Okay. We gotta fix. This happened to me last night when we were streaming, and I told myself I was gonna fix it, and I didn't. So let's look at this Streamlabs bot. Let's just turn off that right there. So I can permit you if you want me to post, if you want to post a link. That's what you're doing. Oh no, please don't. Yeah, hey, Faylire here. Here, join the Discord. And within the Discord, my name's Bacon50, so if you want to DM me, or I think there's stuff like within the Discord. I say think, like I should actually know this. There's a world building section, so you could throw it in there. Maybe I'll need to put in a like a homebrew content thing. But you can, if you join the Discord and you go in there, that'll be great. It's gonna be hard to show me it up in here, but I would love to take a look at it. Okay, there are no known human, elf, dwarf, halfling, gnome. What other races are there? Like, and I don't want to just list them all out, but I guess for my own mind, I should know. Tiefling. Let's open up D&D Beyond so I don't feel stupid. What'd I miss? There's probably no half orc or, I mean, I guess there could be orc. That's pretty. It's not. There's no orcs. There's no orcs. Half orc. Well, I should say there are no orcs. There are no orc-run towns, cities, villages. Because there will definitely be some of these exist. But the thing is the Wildlands is so crazy. Sorry, I just punched my mic and I probably felt like your ears got just knocked. The thing that I want to get across is that like the beings, the entities that run this world are very old and they're very primordial in the sense that they've been attached to this land. So there's probably a lot of druids, maybe even sorcerers, considering the fact that they're kind of born with magic. But these are like the old races. I'm just gonna put etc. It's Bacon 5-0, so here, welcome in Faye. I will say, welcome at Faye. Boom. There you go. I'm so surprised that you only had paladins. That's so interesting. I guess we didn't really play a lot of Overwatch when I was playing, so. All villages, town, dude, and cities are controlled by B. Because I'm not typing out this word again. Okay. This is just like quick, just. I know what I'm talking about. If I was saying the Wildlands and you guys were looking at this page, you'd be like, oh, what are the Wildlands? Boom. Answer is created for you. Races of the Wildlands. Okay, so then this is like, what races do we want to populate? I barely ever played Overwatch because what was the point, right? I enjoyed Paladins more. There wasn't really a point for me to not. Okay, so what can I name off the top of my head? Okay, so I know we got Lizard Folk. I freaking hate that font. I'm not even a huge fan of Cambria, but it's D&D, so. Oh, awesome! I will check it out here, really soon, and I will get back to you on some feedback. So, okay, so we know we're gonna have lizard folk. Our Dragonborn, and I have a different plan for Dragonborn in this world. So do I want to? I don't want to. So I don't want to. Tabaxi, Kenku, Kobolds. Kobolds would be... I think Kobolds can replace the Dragonborn because Dragonborn already have something else. So, if we do Kobolds... I'm really interested to see what they do with Fizzban's Treasury of Dragons to know, you know, what Dragonborn I could use. Because maybe I would want to use them. Failure. Yeah, I should be able to do it on stream. Let's take a look. Let me just... just take a look at it off stream real quick. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is cool. Okay, yeah, let's read it up. We can read it as why not? What else is community for? Okay, so this is called the Curse Sorcery. 5e Sorcerer Bloodline. Cool. Your powers come from... Sorry, broads. Your powers come from the corruptive curse of a hag. Ooh, that's fun. You can sling hexes, twist fortunes, and sow fear and trauma. However, this power comes at a cost, and the curse not only takes its toll on your enemies, but also on you. That's very cool. Very fun. Okay. So, a curse magic. First level curse sorcery feature. You gain additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the curse magic tables. These spells count as sorcerer spells for you, but don't count against the spells you... Oh, okay, awesome. So you get Bane, Ray of Sickness, that makes sense. Phantasmal Force, Suggestion, Bestow Curse, Gaseous Form, Arcane Eye, Charm Monster, Contagion, Hallow. All good spells. I like it so far. I wonder here something here. Here's some feedback maybe, and this could work, and maybe you have this coming down the line. But because it's corruptive curse of a hag, there are several different hags, so it might be kind of cool to treat this sorcery bloodline, because draconic bloodline. That's how you can choose. Well, I guess maybe as a sorcerer you don't choose, or maybe you do. Do you? I think you do. But you could choose which hag you were cursed by, and that could then change your magic spells. I know that they do this when you choose different domains for clerics, right? So when you choose a life domain, you have a different number of spells that are already given to you because you are of that domain. So this could be somewhat similar to that in that build, where if you were cursed by a green hag compared to a dusk hag or a night hag, depending on which one, you might have different spells. But maybe you'd have the same because they are still witches. Let's see, Jealous Hex. So you get this at first level as well. As an action, you can expend a hit die. Ooh, interesting. To curse one creature that you can see within 16 feet of you out of spite. Yeah, you're cursed. That creature must make a wisdom saving throw against your sorcerer spell save DC. Okay. On a success, they are cursed for up to 1 minute or until you break concentration. Okay. You cannot willingly end concentration on this curse. Interesting. While the creature's cursed, they take the following penalties. Saving throws against your spells. That's an interesting... dang hags. I know. Don't talk about my mom that way. The cursed creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, and attack rolls made against the creature have advantage. Okay, this is a pretty... at first level, this is pretty beefy. I like it, but it might be a little bit too strong. I don't know how much you've play tested it. Just... I guess if they fail this, you can only do this once, I'm gonna guess. Once per turn, when you damage the cursed creature using a spell or successful weapon attack, you deal an additional... Okay, so this not only gives them disadvantage on saving throws, and a disadvantage on their attack rolls. You're also getting something like Hex. I think this feature just might be a little bit too strong. No, so you can only... Well, no. I think you can... Okay. How do I answer this question? You can cast spells. You can cast spells, multiple concentration spell, or as long as it's not another concentration spell, you should be able to cast it, I believe. Now I have to look it up, because I'm not playing a spellcaster right now, so I forget. This will tell me. While concentrating on spell, casting another spell doesn't break your concentration unless the second spell also requires it. Yeah, so it's what I thought. So as long as both spells that you've cast don't require concentration, you don't break concentration. Oh, we get the live edits right now. When you cast a spell that affects a singular target that requires concentration, so long as both effects are being applied to the same target, you can simultaneously concentrate on this feature and that spell. Interesting. However, when you do so, you cannot willingly end concentration on the spell and take 1 force damage at the end. Oh, so, okay, so it kind of gives you the ability to cast another concentration spell alongside this one, as long as it's on the same person. That's really interesting. So, okay. Here's what I'll say too. Here's another feedback for you. And this could just be because you want to change the name. None of the features that come down this way that you get for this say jealous to me. So the name of it doesn't, the names and the theme doesn't necessarily get shown in what it does. So maybe changing the name to something else like I don't know. Yeah, Hag Hex might work well. I like that. Okay. Oh, okay. So these are the spells that you can get. Oh, that you do unlock as you... Okay, sick. Okay. The curse magic flowing through you grants you incredible resilience. Whenever you cast a spell... A first level or higher, you gain a bonus to your hit point maximum equal to the level of the spell and regain an equivalent number of hit points. The bonus to your hit point maximum lasts until the end of your next turn or the spell's duration, whichever is higher, up to the maximum duration of 8 hours. So it gives you a little bit of bonus spell. Okay, so you gain a bonus to the level. Okay, so if you cast, whenever you cast, this could be pretty high, big too. But I guess it's really only giving you a small buff. So yeah. If you do a level 4 spell, you get that fourth or 4 HP into your total pool, and you also get it back. So that is nice. How long does it? Okay, so it lasts there. Boom. How would I edit this? Well, I would make sure that you put like that they don't stack. I feel like that should be like that. These are temporary hit points, so they shouldn't stack. So that should go through the rules. But yeah. Yeah, if you stack them, it could be tough. Like, you could be, I mean, you could be pretty beefy. The one thing that I'll say, too, about 5e sorcerers is if you go with the Draconic Bloodline, you instantly get, like, a really high AC. It's, like, 16 just from being, like having those scales. So, that's an interesting thing. Vengeful Hex, whenever you roll initiative and aren't surprised, or are attacked by a creature that you can see as a reaction. As a reaction, you can use your Hag's Hex feature. If the trigger for this reaction was an attack, you must target the creature that attacked you. However, from this point onwards, whenever you use your Jealous Hex, which is now called Hag's Hex, your hit point maximum is reduced by 1 at the end of your turns in which the hex remains. This cannot reduce after the hex ends. I wonder. This seems like a good spell as well. I wonder if you could potentially say until you take like a short rest. I wonder if that would put you at too high of a disadvantage. It probably would, but it could be fun to test out. But yeah, the stacking. So the way that I had set up my Yuan Ti Warlock, which I played my Yuan Ti Warlock really bad. For those of you guys who don't know, Yuan Ti are like snake people, which they might end up in here too, but not purebloods because I don't know, but that's what they're called. Those are more humanoids than like snake-like. So I would rather use ones that had like snake heads than like full human bodies. But he had a feature as being a fiendish warlock that when he killed something, when he was the person who secured the killing blow, he regained HP. Well, he had temporary HP that he got, and it was equal to like his warlock level plus something. I can't remember what it was, and it was pretty good. And I just took AoE spells, and sometimes I'd kill a bunch, but those temporary HP didn't stack. So once I was a higher level, I would get like 11 HP, but that's a big deal for a warlock, especially since you only have like 2 spell slots for forever. At 14th level, you're mine now. I like this. Immediately after you see a humanoid or beast under the effects of your okay, so this is dependent on the Hag's Hex. Be killed within 60 of you. As a reaction, you can spend 4 sorcery points to resuscitate them using. Ooh. Oh, you can say like, I'm going to use my reaction. I'm going to dump these 4 sorcery points. I'm going to resuscitate them as I attempt to get the curse ends, and the formerly cursed creature is revived at 1 HP. At the start of the creature's next turn, they must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is charmed for 24 hours. Whenever you use your action to cast a spell, you can add a verbal component to the spell in order to issue a command. No longer 8 words to the charmed creature as part of the same action. Interesting. This could probably be reworked so it's not as clunky, but I really like the idea that you have here. I think this is cool. The charmed creature will allow will follow the command to the best of their ability during their turn, unless the command is obviously harmful to them. The hard part about this is obviously harmful. So, like, if I just died, got resuscitated, and then was under a charm of something, and the person was like, hey, go attack them, because why else would I resuscitate them if I'm not going to use them as a tool to either take damage, do damage, or something of that nature? So this might be a little bit hard, and I think it actually goes against the hag's nature of not giving a flying fuck about who you are, because they want to cause damage to you. So might be interesting there. Once the charmed condition ends, the formerly charmed creature will immediately become hostile to you. Again, that actually kind of makes sense. And after a long rest, that makes sense too. Nadro, what's up? No. What's up, DM Charlie? How are you? Welcome back. I like this. This is cool. This is cool. I don't know, but do they have something like this in Tasha's now? I haven't read any of Tasha's. Clockwork Soul and... no? That's actually really surprising to me. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing for work now? Yo, honestly, if I could be compared to John Bernthal, Nadro, thank you so much for the follow. If I could be compared to John Bernthal over Adam Sandler, because that's who I always get freaking compared to, I'll be happy with that. Hey, have a good walk. Dude, the stream... Okay, I guess they follow... I don't know. Okay. Hagsguard. Your hag-like magic has left potent changes to your body and mind. You become immune to the frightened condition. Okay, that makes sense. Have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and you can see their through illusions for 30 feet. That's interesting. However, your body has become remarkably similar to an unseelie. Okay, so this needs to be a little bit more powerful than what it is. The reason, so on saving throws against being charmed, I believe you get some of these saving throws as like just as an elf. One thing that maybe you should look at is like Fae stuff. So the new what's it called coming out? God damn it, dude. What's it called? The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. That's going to be a lot of Fae stuff. And I honestly, Von Richten's guide has, I believe, a carnival, a Fae kind of nature that's very similar to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And so what I would say for you is I think you have a really good base, and if you just take a little bit more time to refine like the fact that it is hag. So how can you bring more hag-like stuff into this? How can you make the character feel like hag? Because most likely the person who plays this is going to be chaotic good at best and probably a little bit evil in some ways. And so you want to manipulate, you want to use that. How can you use the hag's nature of being kind of you know, like they like to take, and they like these binding contracts and stuff. Like that might be an interesting thing to see, is what is the behavior and the normal lore of a hag, and how can you translate that over to some of these hag features and spells, because that's what you're getting it from, right? So you want it to feel that way. Dude, I don't see the Adam Sandler thing. I mean, I guess I can agree that my head is egg-shaped. I'll get on board with that. But I don't think I look like him, and I don't sound like him. But anyway, okay. That was awesome. That I actually really enjoyed what you had there. Faylire, I really enjoyed it. I think that there's, like I said, there's a couple things that can be manipulated a little bit to maybe fit your theme a little more, but I really like it. Oh, let me go back and look. How much time do I have left? I got like 30 minutes. All right, I'm going to give you just a little bit more time, and then I'm going to work on some of my stuff here. Let's see. As an action, you can spend a hit die. I still like that. I think that's a really interesting thing, is like you get this at first level, and if you want to, you can spend this hit die, but you only have one, so it kind of makes short rests a little tough. But that's an interesting feature, and I think that goes with a give and a take of the hag theme, of the fact that if a hag gives you something, they also take something from you, unless you're Laura Bailey and you are you just crush shit. Out of spite, the creature must make that if they on a success. I would say on a failed saving throw, right? Like you want them. They need to fail the saving throw in order for this to take hold, right? The cursed creature's attack. Okay, so this is all. Okay. Yeah, I would maybe look at taking one of these things out. So maybe it's you don't have the advantage, but you can still get this hex style damage, because this technically tells you, yeah, like is hex might not be a sorcerer spell, but it might be. So let's say it is. Just because it seems a little strong. Now that can be play tested, and I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's just where I get it, is yeah, so that could be it right there. Instead of it having disadvantage, you have it there. Oh, and I'm reading totally the wrong thing. Let me you said Hagscar, not the other one. That's true in some sense. I think that you have to try and pick and choose some of the spells that would fit that. Again, I think what will really make this is, I think you have a really good base, and there's a couple things that can obviously be tweaked, and there's some playtesting that needs to be done, but creating a way that you choose the hag in which that cursed you, or that is giving you this power, or is part of your bloodline, is really interesting. But so I think if you can choose, like, oh, I want to be, it's going to be a dusk hag, or it's going to be a night hag, then you can manipulate the spell list to better fit them. And what I'll say too is you're already creating something homebrew. So if you don't see a spell within the look, make one, you know, make one up that seems like it might be more divination or more pain and suffering, or whatever that might be. It could be really interesting. But I'm going to take a look at this later, more, and maybe read it a little bit more, maybe highlight some stuff and give you some comments and notes on it. But for now, I'm going to work on this guy. So we're going to go back to the Wildlands. We're going to populate this with the races that are found within. And so we're looking for anthropomorphic races. So I have lizard folk here. I got tabaxi. I got Kenkus, I got kobolds. I'm going to put kobolds in there instead of dragonborn, because dragonborn in this world are going to have their own separate, really cool place. And I want them to feel somewhat evolved or different than what the Wildlands are, where it's very harsh and Oregon Trail and savage and rough. So this is going to be, we got Centaur, Minotaur, Luxodon, because I'm going to throw everything in here. Leonin, UNT, Rabbit Folk, because I'm not only going to do WotC stuff, I'm going to do as much as I can. And I think like Rabbit Folk, Owl Folk, Bear Folk, like all these things are coming, or in a couple of these books, so I'll use the ones that I know of in other races. But I don't even know if I'm going to allow some of these races to be playable, because it's not to say that these races can't be found elsewhere, but a lot of them I think are so that the hope is that the history of the Wildlands roots these races to wanting to stay into the Wildlands and wanting to preserve the Wildlands to be the same that they have been. Yeah, more primal, exactly. Are there any monkey folk? Maybe. Let's just put that down. I don't know what any, like, these might have actual, like, names within the D&D universe that I don't know. Or just can't remember. feel like that's a good list so far. I'm serious. Like, I don't know why. This is one of my favorite, like, it's so nerdy. Just having this, like, table of contents over here on the left. I don't know. And it's so stupid. I never knew that I could do that. And I can now. Monsters. I think this is another interesting thing here is, yeah, so see, takes me down. I think one thing that's super interesting, I don't know, what can you guys see right now? Can you guys even see this down here? Kind of want to try and fit this to the screen, but that doesn't look like. Okay. That's what I get for messing with stuff, right? Let's just move this up then, since it's being weird. Okay, so the monsters here, I think apeling, yeah, something like that. Is that what they're called? Did you look it up or you just make it up? Because I could see either of those being the case. So the thing that's going to be interesting about the monsters within this region is because the races are so, you know, monster or beast, you know, anthropomorphic-esque, what would they even be afraid of? And I don't think that it would be like human stuff. I think that this would be, this is going to be the tough part is I think that there will, no matter what, be monsters and beasts and things. I think I want to populate this a lot with dinosaurs. Mostly because I think that those are kind of primordial. Those are primal. Those make sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. I think that that would be kind of cool. I don't know how much, like, extraplanar or, you know, devilish, fiendish, that doesn't really fit in my opinion. Or maybe it would. Maybe some of these freaking races would be kind of culty. Because I guess, like, why wouldn't there be Null? It's like a hyena person, right? Like, that's what a Null is, pretty much. Based off of dark magic from Inagu, or I think that's how you pronounce it. That might be totally wrong. But devilish. We'll just put devil and fiend, probably. Because you could put hags in this setting. Because they would always be there. What are, like... What would be some other stuff that would be kind of cool? What would you be afraid of? Maybe even like scarier forms of beasts. So like lycanthropy might be rampant. I cannot spell. I'm such a bad speller, it's insane. Lycanthropy I think would make sense because what would be worse than all these different animalistic style race or animal looking races then being judged for being even more wild than they normally would be, and lycanthropy would be cool. Or the fact that maybe lycanthropy has there's a colony of a bunch of people who have it. So because I'm putting those in, I'm going to put vampires as well, because I think that those are kind of they're anthropomorphic as well, but they're also, you know, twisted just like the lycanthropy is. So that's another good question. So right now I'm not trying too hard to build out what the adventure will be, because this will just be a one shot, and I want to make this feel, I kind of want to make it feel yeah, more feral. Feral's a good word there. Yeah, were-human, that kind of stuff. But I don't know, like, if I want it to all feel kind of like where humans could be a really interesting. Does that exist? Because that could be a really interesting, like, villain. Maybe. My original idea was that somebody was going, or like the group, the party for the one shot was going into the Wildlands to like rescue somebody, because that just seems like a really, I mean, that's kind of, it's very tropey, but tropey is tropey for a reason. It's classic. It's easy to run. It makes sense. I'm gonna put were humans because that is something that would be really interesting. I wonder how much like there would probably be like Ents, right? I'm gonna put them in both spots. I think all of these races obviously can then be used down here for like the monsters that we would use. But I think that you have to somewhat create a contrast between like these. Yes, these are animal humanoids, but they are also at least more civilized than these. But I think Ents might be able to cycle through both of those. I should make out an overlay for this, huh? So you guys aren't just staring at this fucking white page. Maybe not. I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys want. I'll make it happen. Let's see. What else can I put and populate? What were my other questions here? Oh yeah, pick on. Pick A, you idiot. So which kingdom? So these guys are gonna. This will probably, the next time you guys see this, so following next Wednesday, this could be all different. I don't think it's all gonna be different, but I think there might be more to the list. There might be less, whatever that might be. So we want to pick a kingdom. So kingdom. I'm just gonna name it Kingdom 1, and I think that the best way and the best people to start with. What is a quill back? I'm bringing Quill back. Yep. Is that a fish? Is that a real fish? What is happening? That's an actual real fish. Quillback is a real fish. I'm gonna put D&D because a Porcupine people I would freaking love. Is that real? How built out are these? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do so much research because that sounds awesome. In my experience, the D&D overlay specific to non-session should just help set a tone and have a little bit of information that tells the viewer what's happening. Perfect. I think that that's perfect. Yeah, I might just put like a little bar, you know, like right up here. Where is this at? Like right up here. And just put like, you know, the logo and maybe like Working Wednesday or whatever. Yeah, it literally, like if you just search Quillback, and it's like an actual fish. The Quillback, also known as the Quillback carp sucker. I'm sure some of you guys are known as the crap sucker. But anyway, the Kingdom 1, I think it makes sense to go with the Leonin. I'm actually going to put it right here. I mean, lions are apex. Yeah, they're apex predators, and they're fun. I also think that they look awesome. Like, let me pull one up. No one plays them. I think it's because it's a transfer over from Magic. Maybe that's why people don't do it. But I rarely see it happen. But look at how cool. Look at how cool they look. That's so cool to me. Just a lion person. I get maybe because they're really similar to Tabaxi or something. People don't play them, but I really like them. once upon a time, I did some character creation streams. Love it. So I build pop culture characters. That's super cool. So I like that people do build pop culture characters. One of my biggest pet peeves, though, as a DM, is when you can tell that somebody hasn't put almost any thought, and they're just like, I'm gonna play Goku, and like they're literally like they hand you their character sheet, and it says Goku, and it's like, you know, they're playing a monk or whatever, and it's like, come on, man, like, didn't you ever want to be a character within that universe? Like, use that as the archetype, but come on. But I do like the idea of, like, what would Goku be in D&D? What would Aragorn be, a fighter or a ranger? What would he actually be? I like those things. So I'd have a slideshow, show up the character on the site, maybe some imagery. Yep, gotcha. Yeah, that's simple stuff. I think I might throw something up here more than just this freaking yellow gold box that I'm sitting in, you know, even if it's just something a little bit more. Because this just seems like I have no idea what I'm doing. Which, I know what I'm doing with streaming, but every other part of my life, not so much. Okay, so why don't I, because I have to get off and I have to actually start working here soon, which is unfortunate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down what we're going to work on after this. So, where do Leonin reside? Do they rule? Do they have allies? Do they have enemies? I guess what? There's an entire YouTube channel dedicated to building characters. Ooh, nice. That's awesome. I'm playing right now in our Lost Mine of Phandelver game, which is our stream gamed on Tuesdays, which happened yesterday. You can watch almost all of the episodes right now on YouTube. It's the As Told by Dice YouTube channel. The only one that's not up is the one that we played yesterday, but that is up on Twitch. You can watch that whenever you want. The King of Gondor is a unique class. I would say that too. He might be a multi-class between fighter and ranger. You know, that's also possible. He doesn't have to be pure into one thing. To be honest, like, he might even have some druid skills, but I guess you could get that from ranging as well. But yeah, in our Lost Mine of Phandelver game, I'm playing Tunkwag Solhafa. He is a turtle barbarian. And I think I'm going to go Path of the Beast. What about spiders? Spiders make sense for monsters for sure. They have to be in there. Spider folk would be interesting. People don't... Oh god, that could lead to Lolth. There's so many bad things that could happen, which could be a lot of fun. One other thing that I'm going to mention within this game, and this could maybe help you guys brainstorm if you want to, and then come and help me brainstorm on Wednesdays, which is there is going to be a mechanic in the game. So the general like big thing, maybe not theme, that might be the wrong word, but the big thing of the world is that at one point the gods minted coins, like gold coins, but they were specifically minted for their champions, people who worshipped them, and those were given out as rewards. So like, let's say you were I don't know, a paladin of Timora, who is the goddess of good fortune and luck within Faerun. She could give you a coin, and that coin could then be used to twist, because she's the goddess of luck and good fortune, to twist favor in your direction. Or let's say you found a coin, or you were given a coin of Baal, which is the god of murder. You could potentially use that coin for a lot of very bad, nefarious things. But soon the gods realized that this was getting out of control. People were doing too much, and people were achieving too many things without, with these coins. And I think that that's one big baseline of the Wildlands. The Wildlands said, hey, like, this is getting out of control. We're going to lock it down. And so they locked down their borders, and they created this very primal way of living, which they enjoy, but they don't want anybody coming in and out. So if you have to go through it to get to a different country or whatnot, like, it's not an easy journey. And I want to make that very clear going forward from this game. You could be thinking of Genasi, which are like the elemental people, but I don't think there are any, like, there aren't a lot of, like, beast races that they have put out, like, in terms of this kind of stuff. I believe the rabbit folk, owl folk, and stuff like that are coming. Let's see. What else can I put in here? Maybe, leaders. Maybe, like, military. What would they have? Leonin seem like they would be very militaristic. Classes that Leonin fancy. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, here are some beast races. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh, Wumpus. Hey, what are you? I'm a Wumpus. I bet you are. A rock? That's interesting, because aren't those like fucking devilish or like fiendish birds? You can just play as one? Dude, some of these are, they're just too cute. Like Quillback, like how can you not have have that in there? Panda folk? Oh gosh, this could get cool. Maybe you gotta be careful of the racism that might go in there, but that's obviously a joke. I'm kidding. Don't cancel me. Camel folk? That would be awesome. A badger lord. There's a lot of really cool ones. I'm gonna have to take a look at this. Oh, dude. Yeah. Is that what they're called? Moose? Okay. This is getting too cool. See, I knew this was a good idea. That's how you know when people are just like, moose, meese, moosin'. You just know that you're good. Moose. Moss. Moose. Well, let's just call them what they are. Moose people. I love that. Did I write down Quillback on here? I didn't. Okay. Have to put that in there. Panda folk. Have to do that. That's just, to me, panda folk are like a sub race of bear folk, right? That makes sense. Is that what they're called? What is that word? What does that word mean? Oh, it's like zoology. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So that's like the overall race, and then you could use, or that's like the, yeah. Because it's like the diverse clad of primarily large mammals with hooves. Okay, and so that would be like the base thing, and then underneath would be the subclasses of that race, which would, you know, like what you said, moose, maybe zebra, giraffe. Giraffe people would be kind of hilarious. Wouldn't that be kind of like super hilarious? I didn't know that word, but it makes sense now. This is why I like doing streams like this. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda. It could be cool. I'm just going to put giraffe people. No, maybe not. Maybe that's too comical, but I feel like that could be so funny. Let's see if there's any pictures of them on the internet. Ah, yes, dude. Tell me that's not what you want, right there in your D&D campaign. You pull up and that's what you see. Oh shit, you guys can't see that. There, maybe now you can. Just smacking necks and heads and stuff. That's so funny. That'd be hilarious. What else? Well, what else can we do for the Leonin? Classes, Leon and Fenton, their military, their leaders. Gods they worship. We need to know what religion they have. Dude, for real, yeah, exactly. You think that they're gonna be all fun and games, and then they just come in there and just yappa, and then pretty soon you have a concussion, maybe several, and you're dead because you've been bludgeoned to death by this giraffe's neck. What a way to go! Like, imagine that. Like, oh shit, how'd Steve die? And it's like, dude, this giraffe. And they're like, what? The giraffe stomped him out? And they're like, no. I fucking just whipped him with his neck. Cut him clean in two. Crazy. There's 2 caskets. God, that was a dark joke. Sorry. It's early in the morning, but that's what D&D does to you, right? You kind of think a little bit weird and outside the box. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm the weirdo. You guys can tell me, but there's that. Okay, guys, unfortunately, I got to get off because I got to go and do some actual work. But this is something that's going to happen every, as many Wednesdays as I can make sure that it happens. It's going to be happening next Wednesday, but I will actually be at work, so I got to be careful. But it will be fun. So we'll do this every Wednesday. We're going to work on the same project. Now, like I said, this project might be a little bit further developed, and I can talk about what I've done in the time from today to next Wednesday. I might not have done any work, and if you guys want to tune back in, and you've always been weird, that's true. I'm going to blame my mom full-heartedly on this one. Just saying. It is her fault. I don't think anybody could argue against me if they knew my mom. So, she's very fun, she's very weird, and I enjoy it. So there's that. But yeah, I will be doing this every Wednesday, going over, and this will most likely lead into the one shot that I will be doing on Tuesday after Labor Day. Let's see, what else can we catch? Normally, or not normally, I should say, but Castle and PDX Shredder, both the guys who play in the Tuesday games, we are talking about doing alternate podcasts. So I would do a podcast with Castle where we talk about other D&D shows that happen on Twitch or on YouTube that are actual plays, most likely with a Critical Role bias just because it is the biggest show, and it's the one that both of us already watch. We already consume that content. So that might have some bias, but we do want to shed some light on smaller up-and-coming new channels because let's face it, Critical Role isn't the only channel doing kind of this acting style and more improv and role-playing parts of D&D anymore. They have inspired a lot of people, myself included, but a lot of people have picked up that mantle and are really, really trying to push forward. So we'll be doing that. And then the one with Jordan is more of a shoot the shit. Like, let's talk about building a character. Let's talk about building out a town. Let's talk about map making. All that kind of stuff we'll talk about. And those podcasts, and they would alternate Thursdays. So potentially you guys might get to it. We might get to a point where we have a show on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll see. That might be biting off a little more than I personally can chew. But we will see because I love doing this shit. So it's really, really fun. And then, yeah, that's about it because I'll be able to announce the other stuff. August 14th, I'll be live on the Unmade Gaming channel playing Tales from the Loop. It's called Atari Twilight Twist of Fate. It'll be episode number 2. It's kind of like a third season or 2.5 almost, so of the Atari Twilight games. But other than that, guys, I got to run. Much love. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you guys haven't already, hit the follow button. Really appreciate it. Join the Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, and we'll hang out, we'll talk, we'll have a bunch of fun together. So much love, guys. Take care. Goodbye.